Unpaid interns, the pinnacle of profit. Not only are they completely free, but you barely have to feed them, they do all the worst jobs, and they apply for the elusive work experience. But recent years have shown that the practice needs a rebrand, something to restore its lost credibility. Which is why I'm proud to announce a complete relaunch called Medieval Serfdom. Welcome to Norland, the new medieval RimWorld-inspired kingdom builder. Today I wanted to not only check it out, not only to become a prison labor entrepreneur, but to completely break the game and its economy by stealing and becoming bald. It released into early access recently, and the devs very kindly sent me a key, plus I've been following the game's development ever since it was announced a while ago. Also in this video about a medieval serfdom simulator, I thought it made sense to have a very fitting sponsor. Asphalt Legends Unite, racing game, and the sponsor of this video. I still remember the day I got my license, and the look on the guy's face as I drove away. As someone who's barely played racing games, this one is actually fun. Not only is destroying other vehicles a feature, it's actually encouraged. With a ludicrous amount of different vehicular manslaughter instruments, engage in both races single and multiplayer. Hell, there's even a mode where you're chased by the police, probably on the basis of the color of your car. PlayStation, Android, iOS, PC, Switch, Xbox, and Steam. This game is soon to be available literally everywhere with crossplay. Not to overshadow its state-of-the-art lighting system, I get it. Overshadow. You can jump, spin, nitro boost, and crash out of bounds into this yacht to victory. The game is already released, so you can grab it now, immediately, at once, this second, using this massive QR code I was paid a bunch of money to put on the screen. But hey, don't believe me because I'm a shill? Well, read all the positive Steam reviews because this game is legitimately good. So, my fellow safe driver, I'll see you on the road. So welcome to Norland. If the early access tag in the bottom left didn't give it away, this is a game that is about to release, if not by the time of this video it has released. First, we'll just head into new game, and this should be very reminiscent of the RimWorld starting screen. You have all your skills, you have a couple traits, you can have different characters, but the actual gameplay mechanics are where this game starts to get really, really different and kind of do its own thing. So on the left, we can choose our different family members. We can go with like 3 sisters, a father and his massive daughter army, but we're just gonna go with 2 brothers and a wife. We can also choose our house, and you can see we start as House Varn, which is basically like a bunch of farming people. Yeah, no, we're gonna switch that to Tanya. They're basically the stand-in for the Catholic Church if you multiplied its religious fanaticism by 10. Down here we have the different skills of the characters, and something really cool is, or the more skills your character has, the older they actually get. So you can see, as I decrease their skill, they go down in age, and then if I increase it back up, they go up. Unfortunately, I can't make my character like 900 years old, and he starts the game, walks onto the map, and collapses into dust. So I've gone through and customized our characters to the skills that I really wanted. So over here, we have our main guy, Lord. Day 100. Looking good. He's pretty balanced in his skills. He's only got a lot of combat skill and a special talent in it, which gives him the ability to decapitate opponents. I will talk about what each of these skills actually means. Most of them are pretty self-explanatory. Then we move on to his wife. Also pretty balanced, good at management, and has the same character traits as him, so monogamous, which means they're not gonna cheat on each other. Trust me, if you don't make them monogamous, they do that a lot. And a tendency to get addicted to drugs. Lord also has that, but don't worry, Lord's brother, Bald, has pretty much the worst trait, early balding. And I have put all of his skill points into persuasion and intelligence. These 2 skills are the crux of our entire strategy. And that brings us to the world map. So we have all these different starting provinces that we can go for, and of all of them, we are actually gonna go with enchantment right here. This is basically the continent's religious center. And for our banner, I really want something that says we're the good guys, and something that says we're not gonna kidnap people and kill them. There we go. So as we select our location, there's also some other parameters to select. We've got a whole bunch of scenarios down here. We have one where one of our people is in prison. We have one where everyone is a drug addict. But of course, the one I'm going to use is prison owners. You start with prisoners instead of peasants. Now, but without further ado, serfdom. Now, getting into the actual game, you can see we have our beautiful world map, all that stuff. All of our characters, like unpause, they just kind of emit from the void. Wait, money? Who gave these prisoners money? The first thing we're gonna do is build a lumber mill right over here and come over to our main hall and appoint a manager. It's important to remember, our people are nobles. They don't do work. So instead, we pass off all those instructions to someone else. Normally, it would be peasants that we employ, but now it is serfs that we employ forcefully. for no money. So our wife is gonna come over here and yell at those dirty serfs, and she's gonna give them the instructions of what they need to do. And as soon as she successfully does that, then they are going to go over here and actually do their job at building. The second thing we're gonna build is a library over here so we can start getting on research. And as our prisoners build the very first logging mill we have over here, now I can come and appoint our wife again to be a manager, which is because pretty much all of our producing buildings that are worked by peasants, we need managers for. A single one of our lords can manage something like 7 to 10 buildings at once. It sounds like a lot, but it's not nearly as much as you think, because they need to give instructions to the peasants like, do your job or I will kill you. Things like that. With the library done over here, now we can come to knowledge, and this is also very important because it allows us to read books. Gross, I know. On the left side is some of the research that we can do, and so we can start reading a book on rye, field, and mills, and we'll have Mulord do it himself. It's based on our intelligence skill. Is he jacking off? Anyway. Oh no, he was just gambling. Now he will come over here and begin reading a book, which is going to increase our knowledge on the subject. You may notice that I didn't have my guy Bald over here, who has all of the intelligence, do the book reading instead, and that is for a very specific reason, and that is the world map. So all around us are our beautiful neighbors. We got Great Mist, Moonrealm, Stardale, yeah, these great people. We're just gonna rob them. Clicking on any one of these given settlements, you can see we have a whole bunch of actions, you know, things like offering, spending time with them, threatening to burn their city to the ground, and politely demanding $500. But all the ways down here is something called Dark Deeds, which we could assassinate a lord, kidnap a lord, rob their library, or rob their hall. This ability is fantastic, specifically because its success scales on, you guessed it, persuasion and intelligence. We have a 74% chance of just for $100 immediately getting 400. And the best part is, even if we fail, it's not really that bad. So we're just gonna send our boy Bald over there, just go rob them as fast as he possibly can. He'll run off the map and then go do that. Meanwhile, we're just gonna keep getting our province developed. I love the irony of making my prisoners build their own cell. With the day ended, we are gonna get 5 migrants actually, which is really nice. Now that's a little bit more workers that we can employ. Lord and his wife are also going on a date. Oh, look how cute they are together. Oh no. Wait, okay, well, nice date. On an actually important note, over here we now have our first free lord and the holy caravan trader coming in. Free lords are kind of temporary characters that you can hire for something called holy rings, which is kind of like a secondary currency. It's really important that you can only get from the church. And the trader is, well, you know, as crazy as this sounds, someone that we trade with. So opening up this menu, now we can go and buy books from them. We can buy supplies, a whole bunch of stuff. We can also buy prisoners, which is very nice. But right now, we're just gonna buy 2 books to get some knowledge, specifically for temples and beer. I'm also gonna buy their holy rings because these do end up being really important later in the game. And on a different note, my lord is beginning to rob this. There we go. 400 free dollars. And no one noticed a thing because we hired cutthroats to do it. So Bald is gonna return to the province and he has given us a whole bunch more money, thank goodness. The thing about our peasants is that we pay them. Oh my god, for a second I thought these were all our prisoners that were escaping, but they're just with the caravan. So in terms of paying our actual peasants, we have to come up with a finance over here, and we can see our daily expenses. Here we can set how much money we pay our peasants, as well as the stuff that we give to our prisoners. Oh my god, why are we giving them flour? No. They can eat raw rutabagas. That's it. And because this market is so free and great, we control every single part of it. That means that I can make my peasants earn $1 more and make my warriors 2. I mean, look at that. I'm so nice. And then increase the price of their food to be literally their entire salary. So as much as we are paying the peasants money to work for us, we're also just selling them back the very goods that they're making. It's like one of those company stores in a coal mine. Actually, it's exactly that. So Mulord just read the book for rye, fields, and mills, so now he knows that knowledge and can allow us to actually construct stuff that has to do with it. Of course, I'm still just gonna feed my people really crappy rutabagas right now, because why would I not? But eventually, we do want to give them better food, such as flour. Honestly, I don't know why they just eat raw flour. Was that a thing in the Middle Ages where they just kind of like shoveled down raw flour? I don't know. The unfortunate part about having an economy that is run almost entirely on prisoners is that they are very unhappy and they do tend to try and escape. So to fix that, I am going to hire some mercenaries down here, and it'll take them a little while to get to the actual settlement, but as soon as they do, we can patrol them around the prisoners to make sure that they don't leave. And now we get a temple. So the temple is probably one of the most valuable things in the entire game because it's where we do all of our religious stuff. Another 8 migrants today is fantastic. Even more laborers, but we're going to want to build this temple right over here. And as soon as we do, we can start digging into the meat of one of the mechanics of this game, which is insanely good. Religion. Oh, also, my wife is pregnant. Let's go. I think my king is having a coronation ceremony over here. He's just kind of going, whoa, 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 while they burn skulls in front of their mother god. Very peaceful. And now that our temple is done, we can go and select a type of sermon. So these are very important depending on which one you choose. A sermon of doubt is going to try and turn your people into agnostics. Agnostics get a mood debuff, but there's also some other bonuses to agnostics because instead of being religious, they can also just turn to being loyalists, which means they worship you instead of a god. A sermon of faith, on the other hand, is much more likely to turn people into religious fanatics. Religious fanatics, on the other hand, get a mood bonus and are following the god instead of you. But as long as you are liked by the church and are considered a saint by them, they have no problem following you. There's a couple other things about fanatics that's important, but for right now, the main thing is we just want our wife to be doing sermons for them in order to essentially start converting people into fanatics. The beginning of each day begins with a sermon, as you can see. Hallelujah, praise the Lord. I don't know what all these skulls are about. Sermons are going to basically make everyone a little bit happier, as well as slowly convert people into fanatics over time. Oh, look at that. We already got one fanatic, and he is a prisoner. I'm also going to put down some roads really quickly, since they do give a pretty significant speed boost to all of our people that are on them. But that is going to cost me a decent amount of money, so, I really need to recoup my investment. So let's head back to the world map. And of course, yet again, we're going to send our boy Bald over here to, he's not going to steal quite as much money, but there's really no reason to not just continuously attempt to steal from him. Perfect. And that is the next thing that we needed in our plan of religious indoctrination of the entire peasantry. And that is the beginning of our relationship with the loving family. This is essentially the head of the church. The church being a matriarchy under Mother Sophia, which also sends us a beautiful bishop. This guy we love. Oh, also there we go. We stole their money. Excellent. I think I could just immediately send him over to another place and he's gonna go steal more money. There's another $295. He's also just off and he's gonna go steal a bunch more money from Sparksville, which is fantastic. We have plus 17 relations with the matriarch, and we want to get that significantly higher by just spending time with our bishop, seducing him, making us look really awesome and cool. If our bishop likes me, then so will the matriarch and the royal family, or loving family. And from our trader, we're gonna buy a workshop book and a great book titled How Not to Worry About Sins. Reduces the negative thought caused by sinning in half. Oh, thank God. Basically, we're just gonna buy as much crap as we can from the trader right now because getting more money is not particularly challenging for us considering we don't make it. We just take it from everyone else. And then we're gonna send Bald up to the last realm up here and just rob these guys too. Oh God, someone's trying to escape. What's going on here? Oh, okay, good thing we have our 2 mercenaries who are just beating the crap out of them until this guy falls over. I'm kind of surprised he's not giving up, especially because he's just being beat to death by a guy with a club. Oh, there we go. Wait, did he die? Well, there goes one more. Oh God, okay, we actually failed our very first thing. They got into a fight with the guards and were killed. I mean, that sucks, but you can see it's a minus 12, but it's not really that bad. That minus 12 is gonna go away over time, and as long as we keep a really good opinion of our bishop over here, he pretty much is just gonna smooth talk everything over. Also, our 2 villages are now gonna pay us tribute, which is really nice. They're gonna walk in carrying this box, which somehow has 60 wood. This guy is a tank. And I am actually gonna go send my king down to Sparksville over here to give them a little bit of money that, I did steal from them. And that is gonna increase our relations, which is very good because we do want them to start trading with us. The symbol on the left with the arrow up is what they are willing to sell to us, and the symbol on the right is what they are willing to buy from us. Wood is super important pretty much always in this game, so getting lots and lots of wood is very important because we do eventually need to use it to refertilize our crops by burning it on the farmland. Admittedly, I'm not an agricultural specialist, but that can't be good for the environment. Oh, damn, the ruler of Sparksville just died. Oh, that's actually kind of bad, because now this guy likes me even less. Sworn enemy? Well, hopefully we can just bribe him into liking me. Wife is unable to move. Yeah, that doesn't sound good. Oh, that's right. She is actually about to give birth over here, and she's just kind of doing it on her own. She's casually been running around and working, and then about 20 hours later, she's like, oh yeah, let me just pop a couple out. Boom, 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 boom. Children. Okay, that's how you know you're really doing well on the economic front. We're paying our people wages of 90, and then we're selling them somehow $96 worth of goods. Outstanding work. Also profiting like $306 of resources that we keep 100% of. Well, I just realized my bishop is really, really happy all the time, and I found out why. He has a mental impairment. Inherited from parents, minus 50% XP, but a constant positive thought. That's nice. Wait, I could rename my bishop? Excellent. Okay, so now that our bishop likes us a lot, he has, I believe, yes, plus 49 relations, which is fantastic. We can go over here to our boy Mulelord and go to our bishop and get a special blessing. This costs a decent amount of money, but as soon as we do it, we are going to become a saint in the eyes of the church. This is extremely good because, first of all, it gives us some really cool fashion. It's going to make my bishop love him even more, which is going to make it easier for religious stuff. And most importantly, if I go into my army now and I try and recruit people, all of our religious fanatics will now willingly join our military because our guy is a saint and they are religious fanatics. Unfortunately, peasants that join do start with a really big mood debuff. It is a fear of death, which kind of sucks. But what does make this not nearly as bad is fanatics are very special. When they take damage, they gain a positive thought. This makes it so that even though they're very untrained and not good, as long as they are taking damage when they're in battle, they don't rout. So we could just throw droves of fanatics at people because they'll never break and they're super expendable. We do want to tech up a little bit to try and be able to train some of our units, so we could just, sell some prisoners to afford that. They're not very important anymore. And besides, they're not particularly expensive if we need to buy more. That is fairly important. So another thing that happens in this game is the appearance of the Unholy Horde. This functions essentially as the crisis of the game, and they start in the top left of the map and just slowly move down and bulldoze every single group that is in their way. Basically, they're pretty scary. We're not really gonna get to them today because I think it takes them quite a while to make it all the ways over here, because our goal is to take over someone else's settlement and begin the process of actually vassalizing more shit, because sorry, I got distracted. I saw that I discovered a new settlement. Immediately, we're gonna run over there and rob them. Thank you. Oh, that's not that much money. Well, if I can't rob them for a lot of money, I could just steal their books and then sell those instead. Okay, awesome. So after we read the book, we don't really need to keep it. We could just sell it immediately because we already have the knowledge of how to do it. Although I do have to make some desperate measures, and yeah, I don't think I can't afford to pay my peasants. Actually, no, I will pay them $1, and then I will make their food $1. I am a merciful god. Oh, we just got an alliance proposal, actually, from these guys down here. Also, a prisoner's probably getting, yep, the crap beat out of them in that room. But I don't really care a whole lot about an alliance over here because it is going to disallow me from doing all kinds of intrigue actions on these guys. So unfortunately, I don't really care. Oh my god, okay, I wasn't even expecting this. So in addition to fanatics, fanatics are quite good, but what is actually better than a fanatic is a loyalist. Loyalists will always fight for us, no matter whether we're religious or not. They are only loyal to the king. They also, the moment we draft them, do not have any fear of dying and have massive leadership bonuses if they are fighting for the king. The tricky part is a loyalist cannot be a fanatic and a fanatic cannot be a loyalist. Also, I'm about to run out of money. Let's just reduce their wages to 0. Look, guys, it's just a subsidy, okay? I need you to buy stuff here so that I don't go broke. There we go. See, that wasn't so hard. I just had to triple the price of food. Now to make that money back, we can come over here and start selling a whole bunch of these books that that we really don't need because we already have copies of all of them. That is gonna give us the startup capital to get back out there and really look at the world and say, I'm gonna rob everyone. Also, who is revving their motorcycle outside? Why do those people exist? Awesome. I also sent my wife over here to negotiate a trade agreement, which is fantastic. So now we can go into our trade menu, and that gives us the ability to buy 21 wood every single day for a fixed price of $65 for something like the next 10 days. Trade agreements are really important because the prices of buying things is almost always lower than the current market value, and the price of selling things is almost always higher than the current market value. Ironically, the price is partially determined by the difference in trading skill between two people. So if you have someone with 15 trade skill, you are looking for the lowest trade skill partner possible to scam them into a terrible deal. I've also been in the process of just buying up all the arms I can come across. So 10 maces, 14 daggers. We are going to be able to draft so many people into this army and just throw them into a meat grinder. Oh, also, our lords sometimes get very, very strong desires here, which are things that we want to fulfill. Right now, our guy's only desire is to bang his wife. This man is an inspiration to us all. Some of the desires are a little different though. For you over here, this one has a desire for holy rings. He only has 10 right now, so we do need to gift him a few. So we can come over here, reward him with 5 more holy rings, and that is going to fulfill his desire. And our wife has the same one. On a different note, something that we do need to eventually worry about in the game is if our king dies or someone dies and they have the knowledge of all this stuff, they are going to lose that knowledge. So to pass on knowledge, we can actually have wise conversations. These will also just happen randomly between people, and that will allow them to talk and share knowledge. So now our leader has acquired the knowledge of mining from our wife, and if we go into knowledge, now you can see he also knows how to do mining. These same conversations could happen with our kid, our Trina over here. Oh my god, she also has a combat passion. Let's go, Trina. You're only, well, an unidentified age, a child, an agnostic. Whoa, 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 whoa. I know you're my kid and all. Okay, so I was looking around the world map, and I think it's about time we try and do our first fight. I saw a bandit camp right up here, which is actually insane. They are selling 5 whole prisoners for 60 bucks. I know. What a steal. So we're gonna go send our boy up here to buy all those prisoners, which, I mean, I know that doesn't sound good, and it's not because it's gonna piss everyone off, but it's so cheap. All right, great. So for only 60 bucks, we got all those prisoners right there, and, you know, we'll just take a little detour to rob the people directly next to us. Oh my god, we actually have a criminal on our city, a vagabond. Gasp. Crime in my city? Who could have set that example? Oh, I just got $618 from those guys. And now we can come over here and just try and rob this library as well. Oh, there goes the first noble house from the unholy horde. I think if we come up here now, we can see that there is a very, very missing... Oh, yeah, there's... someone's missing. But, you know, instead, I'm just gonna ignore that. And we are going to make an army over here with Lord of as many of our people as we could possibly grab together. We are going to put them all in one spot over here. You can see that Lord fully equipped actually looks pretty sick. I realize that most of my people here actually don't seem to have weapons. That's nice. But we're gonna ignore that, and now we're actually gonna come over here and target down this bandit camp. So that's gonna allow us to use our squad over here, and we are gonna come running all the way off the edge of the map to go attack them. Oh my god, there's another $700 from stealing. My entire economy is simply built on the backs of stealing every single item that isn't nailed down from my neighbors. Oh, there we go. We're gonna get another 440 over there. Also, what is happening over here? Jesus Christ. Okay, we have a whole bunch of crime being committed. Oh, they just beat the crap out of the prisoner and killed him. Excellent work. All right, my king is now gonna finally get over here so we can come and click this battle to attack on the map. And that is gonna bring us to this screen where we have our 1 squad. We could make more squads than this, but right now we really just need 1. And we are fighting down just a couple of brigands over here. It shouldn't be too difficult to kill them, especially considering, I mean, we just have a pretty sizable numbers advantage. There isn't a ton to do in the combat in this game in terms of like micromanagement, although I guess if I had more squads, you could theoretically do that. But for right now, it's just us beating the crap out of these guys with maces because we want to take them prisoner and then sell them or work them to death. I mean, I'm impartial. Oh, you poor last person. There we go. So we beat 2 people to death and captured 2 that we can then just bring back to our camp. And look at that, relations with the bishop. They love us for buying people from them and then killing them to get my money back. Look, no one's perfect. Jesus, man, my wife is a god. She just gives birth, immediately just, pumps them out, and then runs over here to go trade with the trader. All right, so at this point, we have trained and hired a pretty decent-sized army of loyalists who will willingly die for their king. Unfortunately, my guy is no longer a saint, so these religious fanatics are not super happy fighting for him. They're gonna do it anyway. But we're gonna make one army over here, as well as a second one led by my wife. That is just going to be all of our beautiful archers over here. And now if we come over to our neighbors, we could just, give them that demand vassalage threat. It might surprise you, but people don't tend to like these things. So we're gonna send a messenger instead of sending my actual lord. Of course, Bald Man is just gonna be going around to the other cities and, stealing another 573 gold. All right, here go our armies off the map. I'm sending them to a bandit camp right next to them just to get close to them, and then as soon as they obviously decline my forced vassalization, then we just kill them. Well, I hope these guys don't mind me doing little marching exercises back and forth in their land. I'm just running to get to the forest bandits, and then we're just running back and forth until they give me an answer. No pressure, by the way. It's a peaceful thing. I'm just putting my army outside your house. Aha, finally. Okay, they've decided to... Wait. Oh my god, wait, they just said yes? I'm sorry. I assumed they were just gonna say no. Apparently me doing military exercises with my army of peasants outside their land was enough to convince them. Okay, well I guess his people don't agree with him because immediately afterward, now his people want to kill him because he's a vassal. It's not the battle we wanted, but I guess it's the battle we needed. All right, and I think we're gonna get there right about now. Oh, there we go. The aggressor does have some pretty scary stuff. Lord Swordsman in heavy armor, a whole bunch of archers. Okay, again, I put so many units there that they just decided to not attack. Oh my god, someone tried to bribe my cutthroats to assassinate Bald Guy, but I actually don't have any guards here right now. Fortunately, he is a god, and he just killed like 3 cutthroats on his own. And okay, I guess I can see what happened to the other one. All right, instead, we're just gonna come over here and kill these forest bandits. There's 7 of them, and I've just thrown everything I can into this army. Jesus, man, my people die so fast. Okay, I guess I have my own group of archers here, and they're actually doing a whole lot on their own, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna do a lot better when we just bomb rush them with all of our... Oh, okay, well, there goes all my archers. And the enemy commander just instantaneously surrendered. Okay, well, that wasn't too bad at all. How many people did I lose? Somehow no one died. I'm pretty sure multiple peasants have arrows in their skulls though. And okay, I don't know what happened at home again, but there is even more spatterings of blood just dripped all around the city. This is not a good place. Aha, there we go. The last thing I wanted to try out. Executing someone. There are criminals that kind of walk around our streets, and I just saw this guy go into the house over here, and he stole $1 whole. A single gold piece. Right, so this is Cutthroat, which is disgustingly eating a rutabaga. We can make him blind, give him a mask of shame, or just kill him. I'm kind of curious how this whole execution thing works out. I mean, Mulord's like, hey, come with me. I got something cool to show you. Yeah, man, it's right up here, I swear. It's super awesome. You're gonna love it. First, some very strong words are being... Oh no. Don't do it. Oh, wow. Good thing I didn't show that in the intro, or I would have been demonetized. Error among the peasants. Thank you. Well, that's fun. Well, either way, what I want to do is just make a brief video showing off this game because I think it's pretty cool. The developers did send me a key, but as I've said before, I'm not sponsored to say anything. This game is pretty interesting. It is an early access, and that does get reflected in some of the gameplay where you could tell that there's a couple of things that definitely need a little bit of work. My main question going into this game was, is it the same thing as RimWorld? And I think the answer is no. Its gameplay loop is pretty distinctly something else and still pretty fun. Either way, thanks for watching. See ya.